And of course, these elections, they blame the Awami League, so they banned it. There's a de facto ban on the Awami League. However, there is really an in effect ban on all progressive parties. It is a two-horse race, just BNP and Jamaat-e-Islam. Jatiyo Party, the third largest party in the country, their offices have been burnt down. Many of their leaders are behind bars. Many of their leaders' homes have been burned down. They are not allowed to conduct any election activity, speak in public. Other smaller parties, all progressive parties, are being suppressed. This is a very, very one-sided election. This is not really an election at all. We have the issue of what happens if Jamaat comes to power? Well, regardless of whether Jamaat comes to power or not, without the Awami League and the progressive parties, Jamaat is going to gain. Jamaat is going to gain outside influence in Bangladesh, which they would have no chance of otherwise. From where they might have had 10, 15, 20 seats maximum, now who knows? They are going to perform far beyond what their actual popularity will allow. You have heard Jamaat Samir recently made derogatory comments against women. They have done that repeatedly. Their charter calls for the establishment of an Islamic state based on Sharia law. That is Jamaat's goal. You see, the one thing people don't understand, as Muslims, you see, we are normal people. Most Muslims, moderate Muslims, when we talk about our opinions, when we form a political party, we base it on our political beliefs, that we are liberal, we are conservative. We don't espouse religion, just like other countries. You don't espouse that you are a religious party unless your goal is to establish governance based on religious law. That's sort of pointless unless you are an extremist. There is no reason for that. The only reason, there is no such thing as a moderate Islamist party. The fact that they are Islamists means they want Sharia law. And that is Jamaat's goal. You have seen this regime that is backed by Jamaat release all terrorists. You have had Al-Qaeda operatives known to the US, known to all foreign intelligence operating freely in Bangladesh under this regime. You have had Lakhshay Taliban commanders speak at public rallies in Bangladesh. That is what is happening. And for India, this should be very, very alarming. That regardless of whether BNP comes to power or not, Jamaat is going to have outside influence. And the BNP regime is going to be a puppet of the US Embassy. So Jamaat is going to have a complete free hand to do whatever they want. Pakistan is going to have a free hand to do whatever they want in Bangladesh. And this has some very, very serious security implications for India, for its eastern border. Now, many in this government, in the Indian government, of course, feel that they're doing their best, but it's not possible. It may not, these elections are impossible to stop. Well, the fact is, the international community now needs to denounce these elections as not free and fair. Not just because the Awami League is banned, but because all progressive parties are banned. They have a, in effect, ban. This is not an election. This is a show. And if you allow this show to move forward, if you allow this to happen, if you do not denounce it ahead of time as unfair, that not unacceptable, then they are going to go ahead. And you are going to have a state-managed government. After that, what will happen to Bangladesh becomes very murky. How long that will continue? Again, impossible to predict. The Awami League itself is not going anywhere. The Awami League has 40% of the vote bank. We are the party of independence, the people that believe in progressiveness, liberalization, in the spirit of liberation, are tens of millions of voters. They're not going to change their mind overnight. Not even in a few years. It takes decades. But in the meantime, for those 5-10 years, what is Bangladesh going to become like? On one hand, you will have a weak government that is a foreign puppet. And on the other hand, you will have Islamists bringing in terrorists, conducting Islamic terrorist activity, trying to impose Sharia law. Minorities will be persecuted, will be fleeing the country. This is something that Jamaat, this is something that's been ongoing throughout. The only time in Bangladesh's history when minorities were absolutely safe, were the most safe, were the 17 years of the Awami League government. The only time in Bangladesh's history when Bangladesh was free from terrorism were the 17 years of the Awami League. The only time in India's history when its eastern borders were safe from insurgency from Bangladesh was during the Awami League's 17 years. These are facts. And I would like to appeal to the international community that if you do not speak out against these elections now, where there's less than 11 days to go, worrying about voter turnout is irrelevant because they are stuffing numbers, the voter numbers, through postal ballots. They're intimidating voters to force them to go vote. That is what is happening in Bangladesh today. So the voter numbers are going to be inflated from reality regardless because of millions of postal votes, billions of fake postal votes. So that is my appeal. If you want security in Bangladesh, and again, this is not on behalf of the Awami League. If the people of Bangladesh, you believe they don't like the Awami League anymore, that's fine. Then let them vote against the Awami League. Why fear the Awami League running in the elections then? I'm not afraid of that. But this is your last chance to do something. This is your last chance to prevent Jamaat-e-Islam becoming a major force in Bangladeshi politics. This Islamism, radical Islam, and terrorism from becoming a major force in Bangladeshi politics for at least the next 5 to 10 years, perhaps even longer. This is really your last chance.